Welcome to the Business and Financial Advice Show, Don't Wait Till Pigs Fly. Brought to you by Mega, the monthly Entrepreneur Growth Academy, your very own group of professional peers offering instant tips, training, and business networking. Learn how to have more time and increase your income by joining Mega today. And now, it's time to get your business momentum in action. Small businesses today are faced with a long list of how-tos. Do this, don't do that. Advice and strategies can be conflicting depending on which experts you follow. I'm Scott Card, producer of Don't Wait Till Pigs Fly with Nancy Becker. On today's episode, Nancy and her guest, business coach Jason Rosado, will teach you how to take the larger pool of advice and find your own unique approach, one that works naturally for you, so that you can increase your business from 50 to 300% in just 6 to 12 months. Most of all, he stresses that business entrepreneurs must know their own value and have a passion for people. Let's join our host of Don't Wait Till Pigs Fly, Nancy Becker, and her guest, Jason Rosado.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Don't Wait Till Pigs Fly, a podcast by business owners for business owners who are sharing their go-to tips and strategies that have helped them grow their businesses successfully, and know that by applying, your business will grow as well. Today, we are welcoming Jason Rosado, and here's a little bit about him. He's a business and executive coach who specializes in helping small business owners see 50 to 300% growth in just 6 to 12 months, while reducing their work hours and eliminating overwhelm so that they enjoy more freedom and time for themselves and their families. He started Distinctive Coaching for Business Success in 2006 after being in the corporate world, growing revenue and developing people, teams, and departments for companies including Zunick Kemper Investments, Premier Global Services, and Microsoft. Since then, he's helped hundreds of business owners locally and around the globe to increase their productivity, employee performance, and profits. Welcome, Jason.
Hi, thanks, Nancy.
Really glad to have you here.
Yeah, likewise. This is going to be fun.
I'm excited because as visitors and listeners to the podcast don't know, we've known each other for a long time. When we were talking the other day, we were trying to figure out whether it was 8 or 10 years or what it was, but
Right. Yeah.
We've known each other a while. And how did we actually get to meet each other?
I think it was you were researching potential speakers for one of your weekend retreats, and came upon my website because I do speaking, and you reached out, and we had a great chat, connected, we see a lot of things eye to eye, and the same philosophies about service, sales growth, passion, running and having a business that lights you up. And we just really connected right off the bat from a very natural standpoint. So then you asked me to come speak at the retreat, and that was an amazing, I can't remember now if I've spoken at 2 or 3 of your retreats. They're always incredible.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it's actually been 3 of them.
Yeah. So yeah, it's always a lot of fun. And it's just great to be in a room with like-minded people talking about sales growth, talking about business focus, productivity, growing your team, and being able to create the business that you want in the life that you want, and how they all support each other.
Yeah. And, that's so important. All of us as business advisors and coaches, or whatever shingle we hang out, the reason we want to do what we do is because we want to be with other people that have similar mindsets, are excited about being in business, and we want to be able to help others get to that point. And I think the way we do this, we hear so much these days about networking and building relationships, and obviously that's what we did. And with having this relationship that we've built, we've been able to support each other. We've been able to share, things with our clients about the other person. And I know that you do a lot with networking. So, tell us your philosophy on networking and what it is you do and why.
Sure. So, my philosophy with networking is that you have to have a really great, clear, focused concept of the value that you provide to people and have a passion for helping other people. So, and then why that's important is because most people think of networking as just being, like you'll go to networking events and meet people and want to give your elevator pitch and pick up cards. And it's funny, actually, when I work with new clients, there are some key areas we work in. And so just real quickly, those are marketing, networking, sales, leadership, and time management. Those tend to be the kind of 5 main umbrella groups or focus areas. And when we get to networking, I'll say, so on a scale of, let's say 1 to 10, how good are you at networking? And a lot of times clients will say, well, I go to events, I meet people, I collect, a lot of business cards, and I give a lot of cards, have really good conversations. I'll even meet people for coffee after. So I'm pretty good. I'd say maybe an 8 or a 9. And I say, oh, great. So then that means you're getting a lot of business from it. And then there's like a silence. They say, well, maybe like a 3. I say, well, okay, so that's the point of networking, isn't necessarily just to have nice conversations and get coffee, and send maybe an email here or there saying nice to meet you, but actually to create relationships that lead to profits. And most people, they go out and they do the networking, but they miss the gap on what they need to do. So they don't have the right system in place. They don't know what to say exactly. Like they have pretty good, but it's just like a good sales conversation. Like if you miss one key question or one key phrase, the whole thing is for nothing. So networking is the same way. You really need to build relationships, deliver value, but then know what the opportunities are to change those relationships to value for you monetarily, as well as, hopefully while you're doing that, you're also helping the other person and delivering value for them.
So let's dig a little bit deeper into that. What can you share with us I know for me, when I do networking, I'd much prefer to have a deeper conversation with 1 or 2 people than to get 50 business cards.
Right.
I never leave the conversation that I don't try to be able to give that other person either the name of someone that I think could be a good, a potential client for them, or I try to give them something of value.
Right.
Talk to me about what you think is the right way to network.
Well, the right way to network. So the right way to network is you want to have, a step-by-step system that you're following. So this is actually something that I've created, a program and a template that's called the 6-Figure Business Networking Mastery. And this is something I go through with my clients. So first thing is you want to have your end goal in mind. What is it that you're going out to find when you're networking? Is it clients? Is it vendor relationships? People who can support you in your business in other ways? Is it employees? Is it strategic partners or referral partners? So you want to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish by networking. And then you want to have a system in mind for each one of those, because sometimes for people it's more than one. Going back to the big picture of business, In the intro, you mentioned that my clients usually see 50 to 300% business growth within 6 to 12 months. And the way to do that, it's kind of a three-pronged process, is having really super focus on what you want to do in your business, what the most important things are to do, and how to spend your time, which leads to productivity. You want to be really productive, have good performance. And then the third part is support. Most of us can't do this by ourselves. So we need really good people supporting us, whether that is employees, vendors, volunteers, partners, either formal partnership or just, like I mentioned before, networking or strategic partners. So when you're going to networking, you need to figure out which of these areas do I need to help boost my business and take it to where I want. And then have a system, like I said, for each one of those contingencies, whatever it is that you need. So most people, when they go to network, are looking for clients. So I think that's a great place to focus the conversation that we're having now. So if you're looking for clients, you want to have that goal in mind. You do want to deliver value. So it's not just about selling myself. And you also want to find ways where you can synergize or leverage, or kind of like kill two birds with one stone. So for instance, when I network, a lot of times I will bring up, as a way to add value to the other person, I'll look for opportunities. And because I belong to some great networking organizations, I know that I don't necessarily need to pitch myself and try to sell myself. I can look for opportunities to either invite people to other networking organizations that I belong to, or to refer people that I know. And I can ask questions to try to find out like which of these areas they need help with, focus, productivity, or support, and then refer people who I know. Because I know when I invite people to other networking groups that I belong to, or I refer people, those people will also refer business back to me. So, I know by providing this information, this helpful resources, not only am I helping this other person, but the business will come back to me. And it's so much easier to be able to give a testimonial or recommendation for someone else. So you think about yourself in a casual conversation, and you can be trying to pitch yourself and make a case for why this person should work with you and hire you. And sometimes that's a natural thing to do because there is an obvious natural thing that has been brought up. And that's okay. I'm not saying don't pitch yourself. But it's also, I think it's easier to just recommend somebody else because you don't seem as needy. You don't seem as pushy. Those things that tend to make people shy away from you, or people always think to themselves, well, of course this person's trying to sell themselves because they want clients, they want revenue, they have a vested interest in selling themselves. But when you're just saying, hey, it sounds like you could really use help with rewriting some parts of your website, based on what you were just telling me, I happen to know an incredible copywriter, and she'd be happy to take a look at your website and just give you some ideas and thoughts. Would you like me to have her give you a call to introduce herself? And they're going to say, they're almost always going to say yes, because they just brought up this need that they have. So for networking, that's the biggest thing, is to try to find value. And then when there is an opportunity and it's coming from a place of service and of respect to talk about yourself and what you do and how you help people, then you want to be ready to do that, and you want to have the perfect thing to say.
Yeah.
So, it's not shying away from those opportunities. It's just making sure that your focus isn't on just trying to sell yourself. It's on serving other people, and then taking advantage of opportunities when they arise to connect, to insert yourself into something that can be helpful for them.
You're listening to the Business and Financial Advice Show, Don't Wait Till Pigs Fly, with your host, Nancy Becker. There's lots more to come. Nancy and her guest will be right back.
Hey, you ready to go shopping?
Sure, just let me go to the backyard and pick some $20 bills off the money tree.
Oh, grab a few for me.
A money tree?
Hey, you ready to go shopping?
I can't afford it.
Really? How's your business coming along?
Good, but sales could be better, and with all the expenses.
You should join the Fast Track.
Fast track?
It's the Fast Track Your Cash program. It gives you just the right momentum you need to boost your personal business.
The Fast Track Your Cash program is professionally designed to target customers specifically tailored to your business, increasing your revenue. It can happen faster than you think. Feel more empowered with your own unique steps to give you back your time while making your business grow fast. Visit us right now at businesssuccessunlimited.com. businesssuccessunlimited.com.
Fast track your cash. I'm joining today.
What does business success look like to you? What does business success feel like to you? What stands between you and that feeling? Business success is all about momentum. Mega, the monthly entrepreneur growth academy, will help you focus on the right things and start building that momentum. The Mega Group is a network of dedicated professionals. They provide focused training and excellent support as only a personal advisory group can. Learn tips, strategies, and valuable insights to unleash your productivity. Isn't it time to stop spinning your wheels? Go to don'twaittillpigsfly.com and join the Mega Group today.
They're big, they're shy, they're invisible, and they fly. They're always late, they never arrive. Don't wait till pigs fly. Get your business momentum in action. Let's rejoin our host of Don't Wait Till Pigs Fly, Nancy Becker.
When I do networking, I oftentimes will look for someone who's standing off in the corner by themselves or is sitting by themselves or looks like they're uncomfortable, and I'll walk over to them and I'll introduce myself and say, hi, I'm Nancy. What brought you here today? And so they'll start talking about themselves, and we talk for quite a while about them and about their needs and about what they're looking for in their business. And I will give them that, whatever I can give them, piece of value. And then I turn to walk away, and they'll go, hey, wait a minute. You didn't tell me who you were. You didn't tell me anything about you. And that then gives me, number one, the opportunity to talk about myself, and number two, shows that I'm not in it, just to share who I am. I was really there to talk to the other person. So yeah. I think what you're saying is so right on. And unfortunately, oftentimes I'll see, everybody, and I'm getting ready to go to a big conference next week. I'm leaving the end of this week and driving to Florida for 2 weeks to do this podcasting conference. And I'm taking a lot of business cards, but I'm not intending on going, hi, everybody, here's my business card. Hi, everybody, here, if I come home with handing out 10, to really good people who are interested in what I do and who I've gotten some really good interest in connecting with, I'll be happy. Because
Right.
It's all about being able to support each other and to build these relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how you mentioned that you sometimes will turn around and walk away and they're like, wait, I actually very similarly created this like game that I play and I share with my clients. And I don't know if you're familiar, there's an NPR quiz style game show that they've been doing on stage for decades. And it's called Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. And I've kind of co-opted that name for this networking game that I play in my head with people. And what I do is when somebody walks up, they'll oftentimes start by saying, what do you do? And I'll pretend like I didn't hear it. And then I ask them a question like, how's your summer going? And then they'll go, oh, well, yeah. And then we'll start talking. And then I'll ask something else like, well, how do you like to spend your summers? What kind of fun things do you like to do? And the point is that I like to try to create a bond, create a rapport, find some common ground, some interesting things, just have a non-business conversation to get that conversation going. So you get to know the other person, like you said, and sometimes they'll even ask again. They'll say, oh, so what do you do? And then I'll ignore it again. And sometimes they kind of look at me quizzically like, what's he doing? Or why doesn't he want to? And if it's obvious that they're doing that, then I'll even make a joke about it. And I'll say, it's not that I didn't hear you. It's just that I'm ignoring you. And I'll laugh. And then they'll laugh and they'll still be like, what's going on here? And then I'll just take the conversation in a different direction. You know, like I said, kind of ignore it. And then if it comes up again, or somebody else will walk up to us and say, oh, what are you guys talking about? And then sometimes the person I'm speaking to will say, well, I was trying to ask Jason what he does, but he keeps ignoring me. Or I'll even say, well, Patty was asking me what I do, but I really wanted to have a conversation about this other thing instead, because it sounds like she has a lot of fun vacations. And so I'm kind of ignoring her for the moment on the business topics. And then I'll laugh. And then, you know, it's like you build this fun conversation, but there's this little tension about why is he avoiding me so much, which one, it drives their curiosity even more. So that's part of it. And so it is like this little game that I play. But secondly, then I'll actually finally get to a point where I feel like, well, we've really covered some great personal ground. And I'll say, you know, I know you asked me before what I do, and I kind of ignored you. It's not that I didn't hear you. It's that the reason I do that, I really like to get to know people on a personal level. So that way I can find out, are there ways that I might be able to help them by introducing them to, you know, my inner circle and people that I know that can help them? Or just kind of, do we have similar hobbies, or, you know, what do they like to do for fun? And I just enjoy having those conversations because it's not just all about business. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. And I'll say, but, you know, since you did ask, here's what I do. And now I've got all this information to frame what I do in terms that will really resonate with them, so that if there is a need, you know, something that I've uncovered during that other conversation that I know I can help them with, I can let them know about that, you know, and do it in a way that really excites them and gets them curious and wanting to hear more. And if not, that's okay too. But yeah, so I play this game, wait, don't tell me. And I know one time I was at maybe a year or two ago, I was at a networking event, and this woman walked up to me, and first thing she said is, what do you do? And I said, well, why do you ask? And she stopped dead in her tracks. Her mouth almost hit the floor. She was like, because everybody else is asking me that, and I'm new. I just started my business, and I don't know what to say. And everybody else is saying that, and I thought I was supposed to say that. She got like really jumpy and anxious and uncomfortable. And I actually just gave her a hug. And I said, no, it's fine. It's fine. The reason I ask is I always like to start conversations with personal things, just getting to know you. Because let me ask you, all these conversations you've had today where people are asking you right off the bat, what do you do? Have they been really productive conversations? Do you think they're going to lead to business? And she said, no, I don't think so. And I said, yeah, so let's talk about something else for a little while. And, you know, and then we can fill each other in on what we do. What do you say about that? She's like, yeah, that's great. So we did that, you know.
That's great. Well, and you know, it's interesting because I'm doing this kind of get to know you thing through my online, through Facebook and LinkedIn right now. And I'm reaching out. I've got thousands of people on my friends list on both Facebook and LinkedIn. And for a long time, I prided myself on knowing something about who all these people were. You know,
yeah.
I might not know them in person, but I know, well, this person does this and this person likes this, and, you know, this is another flying pig person. You know, I would know something about every one of them. And I got to looking and I said, I don't know so many of these people. I know nothing about them. And so I'm reaching out to them and I'm saying, hi, you know, I don't know who you are. You're on my friends list, but, you know, we don't know each other. Why don't we, you know, start a conversation? You know, how are you today? And some people will go, oh, that's great. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear from you. And, you know, we start talking. In fact, I've now got this wonderful conversation going with a woman who's got some of the same sort of disabilities that I have. She's in the process of remodeling her house. I'm in the process of remodeling my house. We're talking about that, and we're actually going to get on an interview together, and she's going to do one of my podcasts. But it was, you know, this whole conversation prior to that. Other people don't want to even talk to me because they think I'm trying to scam them somehow or other. And,
Right.
and the minute they start a conversation with me, I'm just going to jump in and try to sell them. So now I'm going back, if I haven't heard from them after I've sent this message, you go, hey, honest, I'm not trying to spam you. I'm really not. I want to know something about you. I love what you say in your, bio here on LinkedIn or whatever. And then I'm actually getting these conversations started. And it's amazing how once we really get started talking about the other person and about the other person's business,
Right.
then they do come back and start talking to me, and I'm getting things from it as well, which is really nice because I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm getting to know the people on my friends list, and they're getting to know me. And then if there's a reason for doing business, we've got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think you're totally on point with what you're talking about with networking and building relationships. But I've got another question for you. I'm jumping ahead a little bit here now. And I was looking at your website. And one of the things that you talk about on your website is coaching is the click. What the heck is that?
Right. Yeah. So that's on my my services page or my coaching page.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, I took it from a really great conversation I had with a potential client. And this was right around the time that I was starting my business. And I was, I'd only had a small handful of clients up to that point. And actually, this is somebody, so going back to the networking, this is somebody who was in a networking group with me. It was a leads generation group. So we got to know each other that way. And during, a lot of times if you belong to like BNI or LaTip or some other similar group where you get together once a week, you help to educate the group on what you do so that they can find potential leads for you and let you know, if they have referrals. One of the things you want to do is get together for a coffee, one-on-one with people in the group to get to know them better and find out how you can help each other. So we got together for a coffee, and she said, as we're talking, I'm telling her about what I do and how I help my clients. She said, Jason, she said, I'm kind of hitting a brick wall myself. And I go to a lot of conventions in my business. I go to seminars. I read a lot of business books. I watch audio. I mean, not watch audios. I listen to audios. I watch videos. But it's just not clicking. And I don't know what else I can do because I feel like I'm doing it all. And I'm just beside myself with all this activity that I'm doing, but it's just not clicking. When will it click? And I said, well, coaching is the click. And she thought about it for a second. She's like, okay, what do you mean? Just like you said, what do you mean? I said, well, that's the thing. You can read all the books up on topics, on subjects, on, finding, and there's a ton out there. So there's great information out there. Same thing. You can watch a ton of videos, listen to audios, go to webinars, go to conferences, and you can immerse yourself in learning. And for a lot of people, a lot of small business owners, doing all of that is still not enough. Well, what else can you do? Well, the thing is, what a coach helps you to do is to focus on, like I said before, focus, productivity, and support, right? And that's also what a coach can help give you and help you to get. So focus, when I work with clients, we want to focus in on what are the most important goals that you want to achieve. What are your biggest goals? What are the biggest challenges that you're facing that are stopping you from achieving those goals? And then what systems, practices, habits, and skills and strategies can we put in place to make you really productive? And the thing is, when you're out there consuming all this information, trying to learn it all, it's really challenging to know I've got all this information. Sometimes a lot of it conflicts because one author will say, yes, you should absolutely do this. Another author will say, you should absolutely never do this. And it's the same thing. And you're like, well, great. So what do I do? These are really like world-known, world-respected authors. Well, they're both right. The thing is, you are unique. and they are unique. And you need somebody who can help you to figure out which pieces of what to take and put it in, and put it in the puzzle. So you need the right ingredients from each one of these things. So if you're learning all this stuff and going through all this information, yeah, you can take little pieces and know how to put it together. And that's where coaching comes into play to help you figure all that out, synthesize it, and do it. But you also don't need, so many people go through all that stuff, and actually what they really just need is the focus, because they already know innately what they should be doing. It's just a matter of either learning the skills or getting out of their own way, getting out of their head. Things are stopping them internally. So that's part of it too. And so that's why I say coaching is the click, because you've got all this information or access to all this information. Either you're overwhelmed with information, or you're so busy that you're not even having time or thought to access it and look at it. And either way, it kind of doesn't matter, because when you work with a coach, I've got so much information inside of me, and I know how to help you custom tailor it to you, that you don't even need to go out and read and find all that other stuff. We can just, work on what's worked with me, what's worked with other clients, but most importantly, what's going to work with you. So what are your passions? What are your interests? What are your strengths? And let's formulate a plan and a strategy to leverage those, because that's what's going to make you really successful, is focusing on those things that really light you up and inspire you. And don't worry about the rest of it.
Are you a small business owner wondering about your next step for growth and success? What if you had your own dynamic group of professional peers, a group that supports your business with fresh new ideas, beneficial training, accountability, and more? Mega, the monthly Entrepreneur Growth Academy, is a professional peer advisory group dedicated to supporting fellow business owners. Learn about processes and strategies that will get you more time and money.
When I first joined the Mega Group, I was struggling in a business that wasn't right for me. Now, I own a local business where I live out my passion every day. Last year, the revenue of my business tripled, and we are on track to hit even bigger goals this year. The accountability and feedback of the Mega Group have been invaluable.
The Mega Group can help you focus on the right things and start building momentum. Join the Mega Group today at don'twaittillpigsfly.com.
Hey, you ready to go shopping?
Sure, just let me go to the backyard and pick some $20 bills off the money tree.
Oh, grab a few for me.
A money tree?
Hey, you ready to go shopping?
I can't afford it.
Really? How's your business coming along?
Good, but sales could be better, and with all the expenses.
You should join the Fast Track.
Fast Track?
It's the Fast Track Your Cash program. It gives you just the right momentum you need to boost your personal business.
The Fast Track Your Cash program is professionally designed to target customers specifically tailored to your business, increasing your revenue. It can happen faster than you think. Feel more empowered with your own unique steps to give you back your time while making your business grow fast. Visit us right now at businesssuccessunlimited.com. businesssuccessunlimited.com.
Fast Track Your Cash. I'm joining today.
Radio and podcast shows are the fastest growing media of the decade. The better the sound, the better the impact you will have with your listeners. Hi, I'm Scott. I'm a producer-editor for radio and podcasts. If you have your own podcast, I can help with editing, improved audio quality, your own theme music, and intros and outros. Would you like a commercial for your small business? Connect with me for a sound approach to your podcasts and commercials. My email is scott@worldwithinreach.com. scott@worldwithinreach.com. Let's rejoin our host of Don't Wait Till Pigs Fly, Nancy Becker.
I think you've been listening in on some of my conversation.
Yeah. Well, I said in the beginning, you and I, we have a very similar mindset and philosophy about this. So yes.
Yeah, well, because when I started my business, it was just a few years ago. back in the dinosaur ages, before there was anything but AOL.
Right.
The word entrepreneurship didn't even exist really back then. You couldn't go into a bookstore and find books on running your own business. And if you did, they were about large corporations and how to be a good employee or a good manager, in major companies.
Right.
And if you wanted to try to figure something out on running your own little micro business, you just had to jump in and, well, that sounds like a good idea. Let me try this. And if that didn't work, well, let me try this. And you'd be spinning because you wouldn't know what to do because there was nothing to tell you. Now, as you're saying, we're really in the same situation, but from the opposite extreme. There's so much out there that this week we're trying this, next week we're trying something else, and we still are overwhelmed because we don't have a plan or a strategy. So again, you're absolutely right. Let's talk a little bit, because again, I talk about creating plans and strategies. That's my whole thing with my implementation business. And to get somebody, and my clients are, you guys listening, my clients are the really small service-based industries who are just startups or they've been around for a little while, but you're getting to the point where you've got so much work, you still don't know what to do. And you had talked about earlier in that conversation of getting support and help. But when I tell them you need to write this down, and I've got whiteboards in my office and I draw diagrams, and I've just taken on a new employee that is going to be focused on one of my programs, and I'm sharing with her, well, I want you to start out with this, and then I want you to go here, and I want you to go here, because this is what's the point that's going to get all these different things. But when I talk to clients and I say, you need to write these things down, they kind of roll their eyes at me, and say, but I'm doing it. And I say, yeah, and what happens if you forget what you're doing? Or what happens if today you do it one way, tomorrow you do it a different way, and, the next day you don't do it at all? What happens to your business then?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
So, like, can you give me an example of what kind of things you're telling them to write down?
Well, like things like, what is my plan? And, you may have, for me, I have a new program starting the 1st of September. So my plan is I got to let everybody know. How do I let everybody know? I let them know through it, it involves SMART goals and, all the different kinds of things. I think what I'm talking about more than anything else is that you need to have some sort of a plan created, and not to just have it in your head, but to have it, whether you're using a tool like Trello or Asana, if you have a team, or, just written down in words, something that gives you the stability to know you're doing something, the reason you're doing something, and how you're doing it, why you're doing it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the cool thing about writing down your goals and your plans is that it doesn't have to be like a master document. It doesn't have to be this beautiful, well-written, complex. It can be very, very simple. So for instance, I was on vacation this past weekend. I was in Las Vegas, and I was, of course, thinking about business because whenever I'm chilling and relaxing, and I was doing some meditation, and I was thinking about my August goals. So yeah, I think this is pretty funny because it's right exactly what we're talking about. And I came up with a goal for August of I want to get 4 new awesome 5-star clients. So it's not a huge goal by any means, but it's the perfect goal for me. So when I got home, when I got back to my room, opened up my laptop, and I wrote down on my to-do list at the top of it, and I'm looking at it right now, capital letters, August goal, : right underneath that, 4 more awesome 5-star clients, smiley face.
Yep.
That's it. That's my goal sheet
Exactly.
for August, right? Now, of course, there's more to it of how that's going to happen and how, how I'm going to achieve it. But that's it. That's what it says for my goal. So yes, it's written down, and it's also really simple and really clear. To me, it is, because when I think of my awesome 5-star clients, I know who those people are. I've already done the work on that. I've already gone through and written out on paper who they are, what they look like, what their characteristics are, what kind of businesses they're in, what makes them 5-star clients for me. And, basically it's small business owners who are working a lot of hours. They want to see the next jump in their business, but they're having trouble putting the right people, processes, and systems in place to make that happen because they're so busy and they're so bogged down with the day-to-day running of their business or working with their clients, or spinning their wheels with marketing, trying to figure out the right way to go or the next thing to happen, and not as much is happening as they want. And they're open to coaching. They're open to self-development. They're open to discovery. They're open to letting go of things, beliefs that they've held, that they need to do certain things, that they need to focus on, certain marketing channels, or letting go of beliefs that even though I've hired people in the past, it hasn't worked. So I don't want to hire more people. I don't want to manage people. I don't want to, and not that everybody has to have a team or have, I've certainly worked with clients where the goal was, so for instance, one of my clients who owned an executive coaching firm, and she had a team of resume writers and career strategists who worked for her, and her business was pretty successful, but she was kind of miserable. She was still working a ton of hours. And for her, for a lot of my clients, I help them to figure out how to interview candidates, how to search for candidates, how to hire people, bring them in, train them well, because of my background in the corporate world in training, management, leadership, development. And with her, it was the opposite. It was like, all right, you really don't like managing people, and you've got this team of people you're managing, and it's sucking your energy every day and making you into a not happy person. So let's figure out a different business model for you. And we did that, and we figured out how she could actually fire or lay off all of her staff, change the scope of the types of clients she's looking for just a little bit, and create referral relationships rather than employee relationships. So she was able to cut her work hours, and her business grew by 50% in 9 months. And she was way happier. She was traveling more. She was more relaxed. She was less overwhelmed. She was enjoying her business a whole lot more while earning more and working with clients that absolutely just rocked her world. So she could cherry pick her clients.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah.
that's key. I think, and you've got it here on your sales page that I'm looking for. It says a plan that works specifically for you or your business. I'm all about having fun. I'm all about enjoying what it is you're doing. I love these podcasts because I get to meet people. I get to learn new things. Putting the podcast together is a pain. We've just gone through horrible problems with our scheduling software, and I've had to try to figure out new ones and all of that. And I don't personally like that part of it. And from the years that I've always been, I'm not making enough money to hire someone yet. And I'm going, now I've got 3 relationships going with, contracts, employees, whatever you want to call it. Scariest thing in the world. But to me, it's good because I can relax, and I know now that I've got the money coming in. I'm going to have more money coming in because of them, and I don't have to worry about it. So, that's for me, and that's for my business. I'm working with one of my most successful clients who you actually know because she's been to the retreats, and I think you've worked with her. Holly, do you know Holly?
Yeah, sure. She's great.
She is doing absolutely fantastic right now. and she's bringing in over 15,000 a month. She's got like 10 employees. They've got all these, but she's getting frustrated because she's still spending all of her time doing the work.
Okay.
Now we're working on what's not going right, and what needs to be done. And everyone's unique. Every business is unique. And so many people out there, I think, have cookie cutter approaches to running a business. And again, you're right on when you say each person is an individual and has to figure out what's right for themselves and for their own business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are actually, and see, you were questioning whether an hour was too long. We're actually coming to the end of our time. What have we not talked about that you need to share with the audience?
Wow, I don't know. I think we shared quite a bit that hopefully people find really helpful and can put into focus right away, put into practice. I think if there were last thoughts, again, if you want to see your business grow and you want to be able to work with clients that you absolutely love working with, have the income, that you would die for, and be able to enjoy it immensely. And in the end, for me, because I have a 7-year-old son who's going on 8, and a wife who works a full-time corporate job, spending time with my family is really important. And I was gonna say they're the reason I'm doing this, but that's not true. I'm doing this because I love this work. It's in my DNA. I've been teaching and coaching in some form or another my entire life, even starting in grade school. So that's the real reason I do it. I like to say I do it for my family, but I don't. I do it because I love seeing my clients shine and blossom and see their businesses take off. All that said, I also do it because I like that it doesn't have to consume my entire life, and I have lots of time and energy that I can spend with my family. So I love helping my clients do the same thing.
Who is your ideal client?
Yes, my ideal client is a small business owner. I'd say between 0 to 20 employees. And, they really want to be more efficient, more productive, increase their own performance for themselves. And then if they have staff, they want their staff to be superstars. And like I said before, I think having the business of your dreams and doing the things that you love doing, spending your time the way that you want to spend it, and seeing, getting really great rewards. So having your business be able to double or triple in 6 months to a year. The three key things to focus on are: first one is focus, productivity, and that's either for you or your staff or both, and support. Make sure you have the right support, and whether that is, again, employees, vendors, a coach, make sure you have people or someone who can support you. So that is the key for success. And if somebody is interested to see what they could be doing differently, what they can change, what they could do better, what they could let go of, sometimes less is more, to make things really happen, then I invite you to have a 10 to 15-minute conversation with me. I'm happy to, hear about what's going on, where you want to take your business, and what might be slowing you down, and give you some ideas. During the 15 minutes, if I think that you would benefit from having a coaching session with me, then I'll invite you to do that, and let you know how to do it. Right now, because I do have some open client slots I'm looking to fill, it's actually complimentary. I usually charge $400 for a business breakthrough coaching session. But right now, because I have these slots, it's complimentary. I found that doing a coaching session, helping people to get clear on where they want to be a year from now, what their ultimate business success looks like, what their challenges are, and even uncover their hidden blind spots that could be slowing them down or sabotaging their efforts. And then helping them to create a strategy to move forward so they have concrete areas to focus on. I found that going through that process is the best way to find out who can be a superstar client and go really far. So during our 15-minute chat, I'll try to give you some ideas and pointers, and we'll do that. And if I feel like a one-time coaching session would be really beneficial for you, then I'll let you know that, and we can set that up. And then during that session, if I think there's a chance to move forward and work together more closely over time, I'll invite you to listen to the options of how working together can happen. And if it's not a fit, then I won't ask, because I only like taking on clients I already know this is going to work for. And that's also a key to my success, is being able to have people who love referring me, talk about me. I love going to networking events and being in the community, and people are like, wait, Jason Rosado? Oh my gosh, I've heard of you. Like, you helped my friend Susie, explode her business, and she just raves about you and stuff like that. And of course I love hearing that, and the big reason is because I only take on clients that I already know it's going to work for.
Absolutely.
So anyway, if people want to work with me and have even just a short conversation to pick my brain a little bit, get some ideas and tips, I'm happy to do that. They can reach me at distinctivecoaching.com. They can give me a phone call or a text. People like to text these days a lot. 773-829-1276 is my phone number. And yeah, I'm always happy to connect with people, because even if I'm not the right person for you, I will help get you connected to somebody. Maybe it's somebody else I know in my network. Maybe it's Nancy. Who knows? Maybe it's somebody that you already know that you just hadn't considered, or you just needed kind of to get pointed in the right direction. But either way, we're going to make sure that you get the support and the ideas that you need to make sure you're really successful. And I love doing that and helping people that way. So feel free to reach out anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate you being on this call today. Everybody listening, thank you as well. You know that every week, Thursdays at 5 p.m., you can hear us on flyingpigs.podbean.com, where we talk to wonderful business leaders who are successful and are willing to share their go-to tips and strategies to get you soaring higher as well. If you've got questions, reach out and let us know at the bottom of the Podbean programming. If you want to reach out, Jason told you how to get a hold of him. You can get a hold of me at nancy@businesssuccessunlimited.com. And until next time, love you all. Get out there, be productive, and soar higher. Don't wait for those darn pigs to fly. We'll talk to you again next week. Take care, y'all, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
That's our show for today. We'd like to extend special thanks to our great guest, our sponsors, and our wonderful listeners. Today's show was produced by Scott Card. To find more of Nancy's podcasts and our sponsors, go to don'twaittillpigsfly.com.